KZAM is back.
Well, 3D modeling technology, it has really changed the way that we're able to restore buildings like the Notre Dame cathedral that was recently burned.
It's doing so many things, this 3D printing. So they're able to take, designs from a computer program and make them into real things. And it's also being used right here in the Valley. Carmen Blackwell has a look at how these models are made and how they can help with so many different things. Carmen.
That's right. Good morning, everyone. So this is a really interesting. As you know, we all saw the cathedral burned on fire, and it lost about 80% of the building. So we're actually checking in with a Scottsdale company that's got some pretty incredible 3D scanning technology. So I have Scott Roelofs here with me. Tell us all about what your company does. It's very similar to how the cathedral could possibly be restored.
So we do specialty tax, cost segregation in particular with this technology. But what we use is the photometry and ultraviolet. And with Notre Dame, they use photos and laser to scan the property. And what it does is it takes a laser and it spins around, kind of like at the grocery store, and throws a bunch of points on a wall, about 1 billion in the case of Notre Dame. And then you can measure between those 2 points. And so it creates a very accurate remodel of any building. And Notre Dame being as famous as it was, a professor went and spent 2 years of his life scanning it.
Right. So that's what's incredible, is that that image was able to be taken, or billions probably of these images, and now we're looking at it on the screen, and it's sort of similar to what your business does here in the Valley, which is the only one in the entire country here that's able to do this type of technology. Right?
Yeah. So what we do is we get hired to measure some things on a building, and we send our drone up, and it goes, back and forth and around the building and creates a 3D model. And so it does several advantages for us. But similar to the cathedral, we're able to revisit, measure, calculate, do all kinds of things, and we can come back to the model over and over again without having to fly to France.
Yeah. So this is down to every inch, every wall that could possibly be able to be restored, almost as if nothing had ever happened to the building?
Yes, actually, yeah. And one of the hard things with the cathedral is there's probably only a handful of people that could look at a photo and say what was there. But now we can have, I'm sure, highly qualified architects are volunteering, but they can look at the renderings, and they can have exact measurements of where everything is, what kind of materials were there, what kind of distances. Also, if there's deterioration, say with some of the stone walls, they'll be able to measure angles and other distances to see if there's been deterioration because of the fire.
Quick question. So, and you may not be able to answer this, but I'm just curious. I'm sure everybody else at home is. Say they started to rebuild this thing today. How long do you think that it would take to restore the cathedral?
I've heard some estimates. It's going to be, 5, 6, 7 years around. However, without these renderings, without these scans, you might be looking at decades, because you have to start with the plans, and that's the problem with a 900-year-old building.
Scott, thank you so much for your time and educating us with this technology. It's really cool, guys. This is a 3D scanning. It's really awesome to sort of learn about this type of stuff. It's one of its kind here in the country. Back to you.
It is really impressive how they're able to create something on the computer. Thank you, Carmen.
I just wait till we see what they can
do
next. In the future. Remember we had them 3D printing a house not that long ago.